All right, here we go. Take three, virtual book club. Let's address the elephant in the room. There's only two of us again here for the meeting.
I was gonna say we should start with attendance
Yeah,
as we used to.
yeah,
So I'll say book club member's name, and just if you hear your name, say here.
yeah,
Steve,
yeah.
Paul, here. Everyone else, not here.
Yeah, and we're looking to change that, and it starts with people watching the videos so they know what they're missing out on,
100%.
which I noticed very few people did.
Very few, more than the first one.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah,
lot more than the first one. But we have something announcement needs to be made real time,
yeah,
live. So I was checking out the Substack
yeah.
and I was like, there was a button and it's like sync your video or whatever to Spotify.
Wow,
So
don't tell me.
this is real live reveal. Let me just.
Wow. So we're on Spotify.
So Stephen Paul versus the World on Spotify. It's official audio only for now. Um, so yesterday I was like so excited it's on Spotify.
Yeah.
So I'm out here and I'm like, let me listen to it, like see if it's like audible, you can hear anything.
Yeah.
I put it on. I started listening to it,
That's good.
and I was laughing because I was like, maybe just laughing at us
Yeah.
at first. Next thing you know, 20 minutes later,
Yeah.
I was just listening to it, and I
Yeah.
forgot
Yeah.
I was listening to us. I was loving it.
I think that's
It was
great.
electric.
That's gonna give us our listeners more avenues to watch. Like you don't have to sit down and watch a video now.
On your walk,
Yeah.
on your car ride, you pop that on. Honestly, I was listening to it, like laughing, and completely had forgot that it
Yeah.
was just me in here. Like I was laughing at my own jokes in it,
Yeah.
which is really concerning. Like not remembering at times that it was me,
Yeah.
and it was very, very good. There were times where the crickets got so loud you could
Yeah.
barely hear the audio, which I also found funny.
Yeah. And I think that actually leads well into Book of Witches. Like you want to talk about spotty audio recording.
Should we start with
Yeah.
witches?
Every chapter was different. I think we almost need to start with Jack Black, You Can't Win, because we can give that a rating and
It's
witches
straightforward.
witches could go in a direction that I don't know if our listeners are ready for.
And it might be better after we have a glass of wine
Yeah,
for
for
witches
sure.
because it's just we'll save it. We'll
Yeah.
save it. But yeah, huge announcement. Book club's on Spotify. We are noticing people aren't coming.
Yeah.
People aren't watching the videos.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if people will listen.
And I think a big thing for us is like, we're not asking for money. We're not asking, this isn't about the money.
No.
The biggest favor you could give us, 5-star rating on Spotify.
But I purposely didn't rate us on Spotify
Yeah.
because I was like, I only listened to one episode.
Yeah.
I can't in good faith rate this show yet
Yeah. That's
based on
right.
one episode. Just because it's me doesn't mean I'm gonna just give it 5 stars. Like
Yeah.
I would say, people always ask like, "Hey, give us 5 stars, give us a thumbs up,
And our
give us a
reputation.
fair
Yeah.
review."
Yeah.
Like obviously it's only 5 stars. We know the 3, 4, 5 system doesn't work great.
No.
Hopefully we fall in that range,
Yeah.
but definitely don't just give us five blindly.
Yeah.
I want a real rating,
I agree. And we might be
right?
disappointed with what we come out with, but we'll get better. We make improvements.
That's going to be the motivation. Someone told us last episode, too
Mhm.
much crotch.
Yeah.
So right now you can't see it, but the computer is on a box and
We're up a little bit higher. We're changing the
we're
angles.
innovating. We actually
Yeah.
have a lot more stuff behind us probably because the garage was empty last time.
Yeah.
And now we have the lawnmower, we have some gas cans up there, which I think is just going to add
Yeah.
to if anyone's watching the video
Yeah.
you have a whole kind of thing to look at,
And
which
I
is
think they're gonna see the journey. Like they're gonna
this
see the garage change. They're gonna see the episodes just gradually improve and
the
the amount of
improvements.
wine being consumed go up. Like everything is just gonna get progressively better, I think.
I agree, and I think the views will motivate us. Like if we see on this video like 1 or 2 views, like who knows what happens next time? Maybe
Yeah.
there'll be something cool here that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah. And I look forward to the day that, we can come in here and just say like, thank you for 1,000 subscribers, like it's been a journey, it's been a pleasure.
We're not ready for 1,000. I don't even know that many people. It's
I
really
would take 10. Like I'd be like 10, like My God.
It's a reflection of how many people we know in real life.
Yeah.
Because remember, what was it, Tipping Point, where there was a test of like how many people in the list, like with that name,
Yes.
and Malcolm Gladwell was like, on the low end, you get between 10 and 20. The high end, like you're above 80. And
Yeah.
I knew two, and I think you
Yeah.
knew one.
Yeah.
So between us, we were as low as you can be.
We're not super spreaders. We're not,
No,
we don't fall into that category. And we're not even, it's sad that we're below the low end. Like you started at 10, which is crazy to me.
that was insane.
Yeah.
Who knows 10 people? Like, I don't know anybody.
All right, so let's get into it.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, you can't win. Initial thoughts. I'm gonna come to you first.
I'll start it off. Very much enjoyed it. Great, fun listen.
Yeah.
Um, Nothing like super crazy or like out of the ordinary. Like that was like blowing your mind, but like I enjoyed it the whole time. Never like bored by it. So overall, definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah. I loved it. And I think
Wow.
like it's one of those kind of stories where, and we'll get kind of get into the details of it and all that, but it was pretty much about this guy who almost chose to be like a bum and or a criminal. Is that my fault?
That's for me.
Um, he chose to be like a bum. Yeah, text. I actually turned my phone on loud. It's
Yes.
actually from a potential book club, watcher though. So we'll give a shout out to Jen, send a text. Might have been a group text. Not about book club though.
Jen, if you're following along,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah. But it was kind of one of those books where it was almost like glamorizing in a way like a bum's life. And like what would you say? It was like 1920s?
Yeah, I think like 20s, 30s. And it was like essentially an autobiography
Yeah.
of a guy who essentially was just like a vagabond.
And he like loved the bum life. Talked about it as a kid that he like almost like idolized these bums and these people that are, on the fringe of society.
Yep.
And I think at the end it kind of reminded me of like Into the Wild a little bit, where like I loved that entire movie so much that at the end when he's like realizing that he's like alone and he's dying in the woods and like it kind of I think like the point of it is that you're like, all right, we shouldn't go into the woods by ourselves. But like I liked the movie so
Look,
much, I was just like, this guy's awesome.
all I
Like
want to do is live in the woods by
same,
myself.
yeah. And I thought like the way to die like that was great. And same thing with this. It kind of ends by saying like, all the money he made as a bum was like less than if he just like worked at a cashier for 20 years.
Right, like had a decent job. I thought it was funny that he was like a good kid. Like he wanted to be a priest.
Yeah,
Made like he was thinking about being a priest. He's like, I don't know, should I do it? Should I not do it? And then his dad was like testing him
yeah,
on like math questions, and he's like, I got this. And he's like, 4 times 4, 16, like acing all these questions.
yeah,
And then his dad goes 8 times 13. He's
yeah,
like, I holy shit, I don't
yeah,
know it. And his
yeah,
dad is like essentially just like brushes him off and is like, this is almost like no son of mine
yeah.
that knows this, which I don't think anyone knows 8 times
And then he
13.
like gave him the choice. He was
Right? Do
like,
you? I
no,
don't think anyone knows 8 times 13.
no. And he like gave him the choice of like, do you want to go to school or like not go to school? And he was just like, yeah, I want to go to school, but then kind of changed his mind on it. But it's just like, who gives a kid like a choice, like whether they want to go to school or
Right.
not? Like, I'd just be like, fuck no, I don't want to go to school.
No, and he was kind of like, yeah, I want to. And then I think he kind of just saw that guy in the gray suit at one point at the train station, and he's like, I want a gray suit so badly.
Yeah,
And that like drove all of his decisions
yeah,
for like his next few years. Because he's
yeah,
just like, I need to get a gray suit like that one guy, that
yeah,
one time that I saw.
yeah.
And he essentially just changed his whole life. So he's like, I need money to get that. So he's like, kind of started to do things that maybe he wouldn't have started to do.
And then when he started like learning about like the bum's life, he like was taught that you like can't have a flashy suit because then you bring attention to yourself and all
Yep.
that. So it's like he kind of never really even
He's
got
like
his
finally gets the
fancy gray
money to
suit.
get this great suit, and then his bum friend, I forget which one this was, which I did like hearing about all the different bum friends
Yeah, like
because he always had
Smiley.
good Smiler.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Smiler.
Salt Chunk Mary.
That's what I wrote down
Yeah,
those names. They were essentially like, you can't just steal this money, which they got. I can't remember how they got that.
yeah,
And then you can't just buy something flashy like a gray suit, which I guess at the
totally.
time, like if you had a gray suit,
Yeah,
you were just the man.
yeah,
Um, So then he's like, oh, well, then what's the point of all of this? And then he kind of just still gets trapped in like
Yeah,
the cycle of like getting money and losing it and spending it
yeah. I
and
thought
all
that
of
was
that.
amazing how many different times he like got money or jewelry, buried it, went to prison, broke out of prison, couldn't get to his money, and then had to just like do it again.
I was gonna say like they got caught every single time they did something.
And like even when they didn't like have anything on them, they're just like this guy's too suspicious, like put him in jail.
It's just, like they spent so much time like planning like every robbery,
Yeah,
whether it was a house or like a store. They would, you know, scope it out like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, every
yeah,
night. What does the owner do? What's his routine? Who lives here? All this stuff, and then every single time they would get caught. Like they
yeah,
would be like, "Oh, I didn't know there was a dog." Like,
yeah,
wait, what? Like that was like,
yeah,
how do you not scope that part out? Or
yeah,
they got unlucky a few times, or like he was just pretty much always in jail, like in and out of jail,
yeah,
meeting different people, somehow running into the same people like all the time.
yeah.
Like he'd be in like Idaho in jail.
And then like the judge would be like some famous judge or
Yeah,
like
who like
his
was also his
attorney.
judge in Canada
Yeah,
when he was like in jail for
yeah,
there, and he's like, oh, I remember this guy. He wasn't so bad.
yeah. I did like how he talked about like the difference between like going to jail in Canada and like going to jail here, and how
Yeah.
they had like the working camps. And they just like
Well, yeah.
arrested you without like really much evidence, and then we're just like you're doing the working line tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, they just kind of you would just get arrested for no reason and then just put to work and then you're just
Yeah.
like in jail. Like you couldn't do anything about it.
But I did like read one thing online about like how the book, like the overview of it was like people talked about like the problems with the criminal justice system. But it's just like didn't really feel like that because this guy wanted to be a criminal his whole life.
He was getting caught committing crimes
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
time.
And then even when they didn't like catch him red-handed, it was like he still committed the crime. Like they were
Right.
still
They just
right
like
about it.
didn't have the right evidence at the time to like hold him,
Yeah.
which is like a technicality maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like just robbed a house like
Yeah.
that day. So it
Yeah.
wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, they're cracking down on the bums too hard.
It also seemed like it was remarkably easy to break out of prison. Like, how many different
I
times
think
did
he
he
broke out
break
of
out of prison?
prison
I would say
almost
three times.
almost every time,
Yeah,
which it was a lot of the times. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I know this guy's cousin, so he got me a saw, and I would just saw the bars off. Like,
yeah,
wait, what?
yeah.
Like,
But I thought like remarkably entertaining, really easy to listen to. I really rated it. I thought it was really good.
would
It was really unique too, because
very unique.
like the glamorization of like that aspect of life, and I also love like all the names and stuff. Like
The names, like
it was so
the
well written, and like the way he
yeah,
explained everything. Like he'd be calling someone like a stool pigeon, and he'd be like, "That means a snitch,"
yep.
or
What
like
was his word for alcohol?
I
They were like
forget.
drinking Mickeys or something,
Yeah, I
something
did
like
want
that.
to, and I may probably still want to do this, just like write down all the translations for all the words that they use in the book that were really cool and try to like bring those words back.
So, because he was saying like if you're on the up and up, you're square.
Yeah.
Like that's like an
And there was
easy one
even
to
some
say
that like we still use to this day, and he like explained like where it came
for
from, which
sure.
I thought was cool.
I don't know if the bum life is for me though.
No, it just it didn't ever seem that glamorous. It just seemed almost more like comical
Right, like
that like
hopping on like random trains, like as they're moving to
yeah,
like sleep in a car in the back, and like
yeah,
the one guy in the beginning, he was sleeping in like a lumber truck,
yeah,
and like they all just fell on like his friend,
yeah,
and the friend just died, and he like just
yeah.
walked out and was like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah, and
Like,
they were talking about like the bum parties where they would just get as drunk as they could until they ran out of money, and then like he
yeah,
said like every year like one bum would die,
it'd be
and
like
then
a
they just like
yearly bum party, right?
yeah,
And that part actually sounds pretty cool.
that
Just like
does yeah,
once a year, we're gonna just party as hard as we
yeah.
can, and like
Everyone get as
half of
much
us will die.
scratch together as you can,
Scratch it,
yeah,
nice, nice.
yeah, and like we'll buy as much alcohol as we can. We're just gonna get
Yeah.
baited, and then like they were saying that like the bum that would die, they would just like steal his stuff and throw him in the fire.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the weird part is like they would be struggling, like work so hard to get like steal
yeah,
money, and then it would immediately be gone. Like there was no thought of like I'm gonna save a little bit so I can like they'd be like, oh, I just gonna stay in a hotel, I'm gonna eat
yeah.
at restaurants, and then
He was also like doing drugs too. He had the drug problem.
yeah, yeah. So was he doing opium?
I think so.
That could be cool.
I mean, that's all part of the life, so it's like we can't fault him. I thought the funniest thing was just how he buried everything, and then like half the time he couldn't get back to it.
Every single time.
Yeah,
My favorite part though was when he was like the chapter he went into like really, really good detail of the break-ins
yeah,
where he was like, okay, I'm like at the window, I get walk up to the window slowly, like I wait there for an hour.
yeah,
I open it, I wait another hour.
yeah,
I crawl in, I wait another hour. Like I'll
yeah,
spend 15 minutes on every step where you go
yeah,
in, and then he's like in the bedroom, and he's like, 5 minutes before I take another step, and then the money's not in the trousers, it's not in the dresser. Like,
yeah,
oh, it must be under the pillow. So I'm
yeah,
going under people's pillows
yeah.
while he's in the room with them,
And
which
that
is
explains why.
freaking me out. I'm like
Yeah,
listening to this like at
yeah,
night.
and that's why like a bunch of people like woke up like mid robbery,
Almost
which
every single
yeah,
one,
yeah,
reaching under their pillow for wads of
multiple
cash.
times. Yeah, they were like caught, and then they'd have to like make up some story about having a gun or like
Yep,
just. But yeah, I thought it was really unique. We'd never read anything like it, and
for
I thought it was
sure.
really easy to listen to and interesting on that perspective.
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I've tried to sneak up the stairs here.
yeah,
Like I was like, all right, everyone's asleep in the house. I'm gonna sneak up these stairs no matter
steal
how long it takes.
steal some cash.
See,
Yeah,
see if I can do it. I would try to go as slow as I could up the stairs, and it would just be the creakiest
oh yeah,
thing ever. So it's actually very impressive that they got as far as getting your hand underneath someone's pillow without
yeah.
waking them up.
And that's the thing is like it is a skill, and I thought it was cool how they all had like different jobs and like there was a guy that could break into the safes and
Yeah, that part of it's cool. Like you're part of this group, the little clan.
yeah.
You all do, yeah, you all have different jobs. Like, all right, this is the safe guy,
And it
this is the
was like a
scouting guy.
community. Like the bums really looked after each other. Like in the
Yeah,
1920s. Like I don't think 1930s, like I don't think that that's the case with bums today.
bums now have no organization.
No,
They couldn't rob anybody. They're
no.
just
They would sell
wailing
each other out immediately.
immediately. I think that was kind of the point. Was he was like, I lived my whole life as like an honest life.
Yeah,
Like I was always true to my word. And then at the end, like a few people kind of screwed him.
yeah,
Like I think it was that one girl and one other guy
yeah,
screwed him. And that's when he was in jail for a while and he decided to like get clean. He's
yeah,
like, I lived my whole life to my word. Is that really the best way? Is that, because it didn't work out for me because
yeah,
I did it that way. And here
yeah,
I am in jail for like, what was he in for like 10 years or something at one
yeah,
point. Um, so, I mean, that's a tough question because even now there's people that will backstab their way to the top and stuff, and like it kind of works sometimes
yeah.
for some people, or it blows up in your face where it's like,
And I think society has definitely changed, gotten worse with that in every profession and every career and every aspect of
yeah,
life that like it's like we were going back to Malcolm Gladwell thing where society gets too big and you start having like no compassion for like the people that are in your society.
yep,
Where it's like if you watch like someone getting robbed in New York City,
yep,
you're just like, oh, that sucks for them. Some people are recording it, other people are walking away. Like
yeah,
there's not like a sense of like right and wrong and compassion for like the people in your community.
yeah. In New York City, if you see someone getting robbed or hurt, you will just walk by.
Yeah.
But if you were in this town or like a suburb or
Yes.
like somewhere
There's a
else,
much better chance that you
and there's
kind of
just
come
one
to your
person sees
defense.
it, like that
Yeah.
person is so much more likely to step into action because you're not like desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Where, dude, in New York City, you walk down into the subway and like if you don't see a naked bum, it's like this is a good day.
Yeah.
And like it's not normal.
No.
Like it completely changes the way your brain works, like and how you relate to other people,
Yeah.
which it's not it can't be good,
No. I think you need
right?
that sense of community, that sense of right and wrong. Like I think that's important for life. Like we were even talking with like, the centurions or whatever they're called, the people that live to 100 in like Italy and some of those
Yeah.
places, and it's like they drink, they eat pizza. It's not so much the food, it's not so much the genetics. It's really like this small sense of community that they all like look after each other and like support each other, and they don't have to stress about
That's Malcolm
naked bums.
Gladwell's fact
Yeah,
right there,
yeah.
special
They're not
fact.
seeing any naked bums in the subway.
Right, you not seeing naked bums, and you have like normal relationships with the people around you where like, if you have extra eggs that day from your chicken coop,
Yeah.
you're gonna bring them to your neighbor and be like, hey, you just had some extra eggs. And then the next day, they're gonna be like, oh, I baked some bread. Like, here's a
Yeah.
loaf of bread, and then you're helping each other out.
Yeah.
And then that's a lot better than
I think the ability to be outside too. It seems like a lot of countries, there's just so much more of an ability to be outside. Like New York City, it's tough to be outside.
you don't want to be, and there's just nowhere to be.
Yeah.
Like you can walk, but you're walking literally concrete.
Yeah. And then everywhere else,
Mm.
you're like really isolated, you have your house, but it's not that easy to be friends with your neighbors. And, like I think a lot of people that try that live in the suburbs to be friends with their neighbors, like regret it because now all of a sudden it's like you're taking out the garbage and your neighbors are walking over talking to you for 20 minutes. Or like you have a friend over in the backyard and now all of a sudden your neighbors walk over in the backyard and it becomes this like,
Don't I know?
yeah, like we want a sense of community, but we don't want to be inconvenienced when we don't want to be
Right,
inconvenienced.
because we're almost like trained to like hate human interaction.
Yeah,
It's like when it happens, it's like a shock to the system.
yeah,
Whereas back then, it was like if you saw a bum chilling over like an open fire, you were like, yeah, like I need
yeah,
to go up to this guy and chill with him, and
yeah,
like we're just gonna tell each other our life stories,
yeah,
and then we're gonna be like bros for life. So if he's in jail, like I'm just gonna get him out of jail somehow,
yeah,
and then vice versa.
yeah,
So you know that person is also gonna trust you.
yeah. Like Salt Chunk Mary, all the bombs. Like, didn't someone kill some other guy that was like disrespectful to Salt Chunk Mary? Someone like
Yeah,
said something disrespectful about her, and because she was so good to the bombs all those years, like the guy literally shot him and went to prison for life.
yeah. He
And
was
they were
like,
like, "Do you regret it?" He's like, "No."
right,
Like,
because he ran into him in
yeah,
prison. Was like, why do you do it? Did you do it? Why do you do it? And he was like, yeah. He was like being a dick to Salt Chunk Mary, and Jack Black was like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
Like I would have done the same exact thing.
yeah,
Um, but it did seem like Salt Chunk Mary moved somewhere, and she kind
yeah.
of went
And then he
square,
like ran
and
into,
he
yeah,
did this whole life, and then
yeah.
was like, holy shit, that's not the right life. He went square, and he like,
He like ran into her and she was like pretended like she didn't know him. And I
right.
think that like killed him because it's like we said, I
That
think,
was like a sign for him to be like, I
yeah,
should probably do the same thing.
yeah,
And what did he do? He always loved to read.
yeah,
He worked at a bookstore
hmm,
or a library. I can't remember, like bringing people up and stuff. And
yeah.
it's just books.
I think it's crazy to like that story, and there's probably so many people that have like similar experiences. But if you actually wrote down like every aspect of your life and like put it in an organized book like this book, I think a lot of the stories would be great to read. This was just so well written. It was so organized, so
Yeah,
easy to follow,
good
good life
stories.
lessons.
Yeah,
It wasn't like too hard on like you should or shouldn't be a bum or you should or you shouldn't steal. It was more
right.
just like this is the life that I'm in and this is how I'm trying to navigate it.
Yeah, it's even at times where he was like, this, I kind of just got caught up in this type of life and
Yeah,
like I didn't necessarily choose it. I feel like that's like another good analogy for everyone today, where it's like you kind of just start doing something like after college, and next thing you know, like that's what you are and that's what you do, and
totally.
you're kind of like, wait, why am I like doing this all the time?
Yeah,
You don't actually like grow up like, oh, I want to do X, Y, and Z and that have that be my career, but you kind of just fall into it, and that's like I would say that's most people.
yeah, I would say like 90% of people. Like it's always been weird to me when people have like an idea of like what they want the rest of their life to be when they're like 17, 18 years old.
So jealous of those people who
Me
like
too.
I'm actually doing what I want to be doing every
Yeah,
day versus like sitting at a computer
yeah,
and just like wasting 10 to 12 hours a day like
yeah,
staring at screens.
yeah.
We talked about the impact of screens last time.
Scary, but I'm about to go to mine to see if we have any notes in here that we missed. Uh, let's say, oh, there was a line in here. They call this guy Shorty because he lost both his legs, which I thought was like
Shorty.
a person to
The names are
laughter.
good like Shorty,
Yeah,
Smiler. I
yeah,
think he just smiled a lot.
yeah.
Great nicknames.
Um, yeah, Yeg is a beggar.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd rate it at like 4.72.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I have a feeling is going to be higher than yours.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let me just check.
but I also love, I think these like fringe societies, like these, off the grid stories of like people living their life not in a
Well,
prototype type
for
way.
sure. Like I definitely enjoyed it as well. So like if we start throwing out four sevens,
Yeah.
like I have to start thinking about what other books are in that range.
And that's what's tough
There's
is
so many good books. So it's like,
that's a purchase for the garage that we should get is like a whiteboard that just all the books, all their ratings, so we could really just turn to the whiteboard and be like, okay,
where does it fit?
yes.
Put it in.
I think that's going to be an important next step for us.
It's like one of those like draft board things where you like slide them.
Yeah.
Like you slide the name in,
That
so that
might
way you
be
can just
too
like look.
fancy for us.
Uh,
We could start with maybe a piece of paper and work
piece of
our way
paper
up to a
works.
whiteboard,
The
but
only thing I'm thinking about is just having to like erase it and like rewrite all the ones below it.
true. True.
We're gonna have to brainstorm this. I
Yeah.
think there's a solution there.
I think it's a good idea. I think that we just got to figure
AI could
out.
help us
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Just be
Put
like,
together a
put together
list.
this list. All right,
Yeah.
now put this book in here, rearrange it, or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
And then
What do you
it's,
have it
I didn't have a pre-rating. I didn't know we were pre-rating. I like to rate on the fly.
off the top of your spine? Yeah, you got your opportunity right here.
I think I'd be like a 4-4,
That's fair.
right? Like, I mean, that's a good rating,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's nothing against the book. I liked it, enjoyed reading it. I think like its longer term impact
Yeah.
is a little bit less. Like, I'm
I
not gonna
agree.
necessarily be like telling everyone about Jack Black
No.
the way I would with like Breath,
Totally.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Obviously, that's comparing it to the goats.
I agree. It's a different style book. Like even when I was listening to it, I didn't really realize whether it was like fiction or whether it was like a biography or
Yeah,
whether it's like how much can we take what this guy's saying as like actual fact, you know?
right. That's the thing. Like with any book, it's like Frontiersman when he was like, everything in this book is
Yeah.
100% accurate.
Yeah.
Don't look it up.
Yeah.
It's like, when you're rethinking of like conversations from 50 years
Oh
ago, like
yeah.
how much are you getting right?
Like full conversations,
And
like you
you're
said, of like
re-remembering
yeah, like
stories and
full conversations between two Indians where it's like they didn't write that down, and they didn't speak that
in their
language.
wiggy wah
Yeah.
talking about like essentially
They were
having
like having sex,
sex.
yeah.
Yeah, and
And he
being
was
like, I'm
like,
gonna put a baby in your
yeah,
belly. And
yeah.
it's just like how are you quoting that?
Yes. And
Like they didn't know how to write. They
Book of
didn't.
Witches, what we'll get to in a minute, was very much along those lines, you know?
Should we just get to Book of Witches?
Yeah, let me bring up my
Because
notes here because I feel like I need it for
do
this.
you want to start? Um,
Initial thoughts.
yeah, you want to start off the discussion on Book of Witches?
Yeah, let's switch over there and if we have anything we need to add, we can.
Yeah, so Book of Witches, written by Oliver Smatic something, some German guy in 1908.
3 ratings on Goodreads.
Did it? I thought it had zero.
It might have 0.
Maybe it had a few since because
Yeah.
everyone's kind of knowing that we're reading it.
Yeah.
But like Spotify, 0 ratings, Audible, not even on.
Yeah.
Essentially, we might be the first people to read it.
It was hard to find. And where this started for us is, I think the concept of witches and like some of these stories is, like could be amazing. Like
Mm.
I'm very much interested in that concept of like I had heard some stories about how like witches were pretty much just like free thinking women back then. And then like people didn't like that. So they would just like call them witches and then kill them because they like didn't want them to be free thinking. So like that kind of got me thinking like,
I think
what
that's
is
like the general idea people have is like what people were doing with witches in like the 1700s. Like
yes.
that's what people think
And
of.
everyone knows like the Salem witch trials and all that stuff. And
Yep.
like I thought so like when you start the book, like the first thing she said, which I thought was like fascinating, is this is like a quote. If you're reading this book to learn about witches and their vast history, this is not the book for you. And like,
It's called the Book of Witches.
yeah.
So to be like,
Yeah.
if you're here to learn about witches, you're in
Yeah.
the wrong
Yeah.
place.
And like and she like went on a little bit more with that where she would like brought up some other things about witches and it was just like you're not going to learn anything about that and I was like that's exactly what we were looking for.
That's what we thought the Book of Witches was gonna be about
It was about
witches.
like the history of witches and all
Yep.
that stuff. That's not what it was about. Am I correct in saying that?
They said that, But
there
then it
was a
was
lot of
just about
historical. It
witches
was,
the whole time.
but in like a wildly just like taking liberties beyond belief.
I thought, oh, you keep going.
Okay, so like I'm just going over
You-
some notes here. Um, she would just like make statements that like with like no evidence that like seem like talking about how witches, certain types of witches can like make it rain, and how other types of witches are like brewing stews that just would kill you if you walked into the room. She like casually throws in like fairies and werewolves and wizards,
they come
like
in and out.
in and out. Yeah, like all the time. And the way she's saying it, it's almost like she's saying like fact. Like the sky is blue, like like werewolves can turn into cats when they want to. And then she would just like switch back to witches.
I think this is exactly what you're saying is why I like this so much. So, firstly, it is read by some female voice who
Oh yeah.
has just the smallest grasp of English that
Yes.
you can have
Yes.
reading a book written
Yes.
in English.
That was one of
She
my
might
first
be a,
thoughts.
a witch reading it, like
Yes.
a real witch reading it.
The pronunciations
Sounds like a witch.
wild. Like certain words, like I didn't know what the words. Like she would read a paragraph, and I would catch 4 or 5 words in a
She
paragraph.
said words that came up a lot, like very wrong. She would
Yes.
say, instead of extravagant, she would say extravagant.
Yeah.
Like things like
It was, and then like not only was her accent just wild to read a book in English, but then the recording the audio, every chapter was like she recorded the audio in a different room.
different room. It would change. She would like cough in the middle. Like she had
Yes.
our technology
Yes. Yes.
set up
Yeah.
for
Like, and that's why it's hard for me to really criticize it
right.
because
I respect
hey,
it.
it's like you're doing you and that's great. Like you probably wrote the, but she didn't read that. She didn't, it wasn't the author reading it, I don't think.
No, because I mean he wrote it in 1908,
Yeah.
so this must have been someone in the last 10 years
Yeah.
probably. I can't remember. We should
Just being
almost
like, we got to get this information out
we
there.
should almost look her up,
Yeah.
and that should be the first guest on the podcast or the book
Yeah.
club
Yeah.
of this is the voice behind the Book of Witches and
Yes.
just get her story.
Wild though.
Because how do you grow up wherever she's grown up, because it's not an English speaking country,
No.
and say, I'm going to record this audiobook and put it
Yes.
onto Spotify?
This is the one.
Because this book is nowhere else,
No.
right? Not on Audible, not on any of the other stuff, not on
Yeah.
Libby. I couldn't imagine what it would take to get a hard copy.
Oh yeah.
Um, so to just get to that point of her life where she's like, I'm gonna record the Book of Witches
Yeah.
and put it out there,
Yeah.
has to be the most interesting life of all time.
I agree. And it's not that far off from what we're doing right now. Like you
That's
want to talk about no rating, zero
she
views.
could just literally she could
Yeah.
fit right in. We might have to get her a chair
Yeah.
and just get her to read all of our books for us.
Yeah. I don't dislike it. And like at first I was just shocked. I was like, this is like your text was spot on. This is either gonna be 5 stars, like especially when
Or
she
we had
said
to
like
stop in the first chapter because I
yes,
can't
or
understand.
yeah, or this is gonna be a zero. Like there's
Yeah,
no in between for a book like that. And especially with her accent and the way it was recorded, there was gonna be nowhere in between 0 and 5.
yeah. So like the first chapter was probably my favorite, where it was essentially just like, do you believe in anything? Then you should also believe in witches.
Yeah.
It was like, do you believe in stories of the Bible? Do you believe in like Noah's Ark? Then why wouldn't you believe in witches?
Yes.
Like, at the time, 1908, it literally said, like, if you think that Wilbur and Orville Wright are flying a plane right now
Yeah.
on a bunch of wood that's not that much sturdier than a broomstick, then
Yeah.
you should also believe in witches. Just
Yeah.
like matter of factly had
Yes.
me dying laughing. And I
Yeah.
was just like, it's pretty good logic. Like
It's
I can't argue against it. Like I do believe in some of that stuff. Like I believe that people are flying in planes.
yeah.
Why wouldn't I also believe if people are flying on brooms?
See, I don't. I took the opposite approach where she would say those things so matter of factly, like about, witches just being able to turn into like an ant and crawl for 1,000 miles. And it would just be oh, is she gonna give like some
Agreed.
some like evidence of this? Like, is she gonna explain how she read some old,
The best part was how they kept saying how there can't be evidence to
yeah,
these things
yeah,
because essentially it was just like at one point they were like, I don't want to read this after, but it was like witches they'll change shapes at night if they
yeah,
have to go out, but then they'll put essentially like the image of themselves in their bed.
yeah,
So if you were to go into their house and look and be like, I think this witch is out
yeah,
going about somewhere,
yeah,
let me go check her house, see if
yeah.
she's in her bed, you'll see her there.
So you can't prove that she's not
She
out there.
can prove that she's not out there,
Yeah,
so it literally said, so don't even try to look,
yeah,
which is great. And the
yeah,
only way you can catch a witch is if you get a confession,
yeah,
which we'll get to, which is amazing.
yeah,
But I kind of just was like, loved how matter of fact it was. And just like, yeah, so the witches take the shape of a black cat
yeah.
at night. They sneak into noble houses, steal babies, deliver them to the devil on the Sabbath. The raven is the one who takes the shape of the witch to be in her bed in case anyone checks. Because she's going to be out on her broom
Yeah,
doing things. We need the
yeah,
raven to get in here. And I was like, so far, like this all checks out.
yeah.
Like, like this standard witch stuff, this makes sense to me. It's going to be,
It's like
that's
the
what
vaccines, though.
happens.
It's like if there's no evidence, because you've never done the studies,
Right. I
that
can't
like that,
disprove any of that
yes, like that's
at
the whole
all.
thing with vaccines. That's like, there's they just kind of go to that of like a series of you can't prove this. And then like when
Yes.
she was in doubt, it would just be like, well, the Christians can't prove this either. So who's to say the Christians are right and the witches are
Yep,
wrong?
right. And they hate Christianity. The devil hates, like if there was one part, so like they hate church. The devil hates church bells.
Yeah,
They hate things. So like there was one point where forget exactly what it was, but they're like just people were just saying like our fathers as fast as they could to like
yeah,
ward off all the witches and like the devils and the stuff, which made me laugh, thinking like it wasn't that long ago, and
yeah.
just imagine like people like
No,
hanging around like rattling off our fathers because they thought
yeah,
someone was a witch and it was like doing something
yeah.
is very very funny.
No, the book was hilarious.
It,
It wasn't though supposed to be funny, I don't think, and that was my problem
that's
with
what makes it funny,
it.
right?
Yeah,
So like I'm trying to think of like other parts that I really liked, like the whole witch ceremony. It's like all the witches would come on the Sabbath to deliver their babies that they sold to the devil.
yeah,
They'd all just be like chilling as witches and
yeah.
like waiting for the devil. The devil looked like a goat, which I think is like pretty standard.
I have that
That's
in here,
that's
yeah.
what we would all
But
know.
he could also appear as a tree trunk, and that's a quote from the book as well.
Has a sensitive nose.
Yeah,
It's sensitive to smells. But like, all right, so if you delivered a nice noble baby to the devil,
yeah,
you're chilling. If you didn't, you're in big trouble. And like then the devil's like pretty much just gonna mess with you and like torture you, put all these like demons on you and stuff, and like all the other witches just gonna hang around and laugh.
yeah.
Essentially just laughing at you as you get tortured by like snakes and who knows what else. So I thought it was more just like, yeah, like
That makes
that's
sense.
what happens.
Yeah.
That's the standard witch stuff.
Well, that's how she played it out. Is like it's the frontiersman, where it's just like you're saying things with such confidence. Like the frontiersman knew more about Simon Kenton than Simon Kenton's family.
So then Simon Kenton himself even
Yeah.
knew about it.
And it's just like, how do you know that much about a guy that lived in the woods in 1888
I believe this stuff in this book more almost
than
than
the frontiersman?
Frontiersman.
See,
It was so out there
it was so out there.
that like
I probably
who's
would have had an easier time if I could understand what she was saying.
for sure. It's like who's make it's almost one of his arguments was like who's gonna make this up? And I was just like, I don't know.
No,
So like maybe no one. Maybe
no.
it's real.
And it's almost brilliant to have someone that barely speaks English read it because it makes it harder for you to just be like when she says things like Satan was a goat, but he could also appear as a tree trunk.
Yep.
Like when you hear that in English, like that doesn't make any sense. But when you hear it in another like someone with such a strong
like
accent
Eastern European, like older lady, like they're
and
almost just
recorded like
trustworthy by her
on a computer in a bathroom,
in
like
between her, like,
yeah.
do her errands or something.
So it just made it like really like it would take me like a couple of minutes after she said something crazy to be like, wait, is
That,
she talking about fairies right now? Like,
that might be one of the more trustworthy accents, is like just Eastern European, like
yeah,
babushka grandma lady,
true.
where they say everything and they're like,
Especially for witches. Like
for,
that's
who's gonna know more
yeah,
about witches than that type of person?
yeah. Also, a couple of notes in here. She like threw in like Marcus Aurelius a couple of times. And so like Marcus Aurelius started magic and hated Christians.
Yeah. Well, that is one thing that's kind of just interesting about witches in general, which they didn't touch on at all in the book, is how like different societies very separately have all kind of had like a different version of witches and like
Totally.
even wizards a little bit,
Yeah,
where like maybe there's some contact and that's how it kind of gets passed around, but like
yeah,
sometimes there's probably not, and like they people just come up with these like similar concepts, whether
yeah,
it's witches or religion or
yeah,
almost like recreating the same societies over and over again. Like people always just tend to do just repeat
yeah,
over and over again, which is like a interesting concept that's not touched at all upon
yeah,
in the book.
yeah.
But
And it does seem like different societies are just like storytellers. So
mhm,
everything seems to start like in the same place and then gets carried out. Like I know at one point she said like the Jewish witch actually gave birth to like the Christian witch. So it was like
yeah,
the Jewish people
yeah,
were doing like witches before the Christians, kind of like the Jewish people were doing, God before the Christians until they killed Jesus.
yeah, that was their bad.
And then all of a sudden, like they kind of split. They were like, we can't have you killing Jesus, like, but the Jews were just like, we started this, so
Right,
like
that we
we're
can do what
gonna,
we want.
yeah, like we're still gonna essentially. I mean, like, is there that many differences between like as far as a religion aspect between being Jewish and being Christian,
Um,
aside from the like Jesus thing?
I think the like Christians, like Jewish people don't like believe or whatever, like the New Testament like isn't a part of their
No, but the Old
thing.
Testament is, right?
Yeah, so like Old Testament is like
So that's probably where they split off.
that's like mean God, like brutal God. He's here like he's punishing you, you're doing this bad. It's like Abraham and Job
Yeah,
and I think Job and like all that kind of stuff.
that's the New Testament or the Old
That's Old
Testament?
Testament. That's
Yeah.
like, and then the New Testament is like Jesus comes and
Okay.
it's like, hey, like maybe we should be like nice to each other. Like
Yeah.
Jesus was essentially, Christianity or not, was the first person I think to be like, yo, we should just be cool to each other. And, like you don't just have to like kill a guy that you walks by you on the street
Yeah.
at all times.
Did
And
the Jewish people then write essentially the Old Testament?
it's a good question. I would say yeah.
Seems like a lot of overlap for things for something that they don't ever like act like they overlap. Like
Yeah.
Presbyterians and Christians, like there's a lot of overlap. Like if you said you're Presbyterian, like a Christian would just be like,
Once you get into like sects of Christianity, the differences are like probably really small. Like, oh,
yeah,
there's one part of a ceremony, the mass we don't
yes,
do,
yeah,
or something like that. And then they kind of just keep branching off from there.
yeah,
Judaism, I think, is like, or Christianity, I think, from the beginning is like we believe in like a forgiving God. Like,
yeah,
hey, like he forgives you for your sins, he died for your sins. Um, all that stuff. Like that's how you should live your life as like a forgiving person. And
yeah,
I think Judaism like stops like before that happens, and
yeah,
it's all just like, mean God,
yeah,
brutal, you know, tyranny, not like tyranny, but like
yeah.
right, like unforgiving God. Like
And
you need
it,
to, yeah,
yeah,
be on your shit. You can't just like get forgiveness like every time you do something bad.
yeah. But it does seem like Jewish people do like to have a little bit more fun with their religion. Like they're the ones singing songs, and
Jewish people have a great time with
I
their
think so.
religion. You go
Yeah,
to a Jewish wedding, you get some fun stuff in there. Everyone's kind of in a circle. You dance
yeah.
in there on the
Just seems like a
chairs.
better vibe.
Bar mitzvahs.
Yeah,
I mean, who doesn't?
they're celebrating their stuff.
Dude, I would go to a bar mitzvah and be like, if I don't slow dance with someone at this bar mitzvah,
Oh yeah,
I will jump off a bridge and never go
yeah,
back to school.
nah, yeah.
And then like finally it would be like a slow song and I'd be like,
This is your chance.
do you want to slow dance with me?
Come on, come on.
And then they'd be like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
And you just go and just like stand there and be like, this is for Rosa.
Yeah. What's crazy is I was at a wedding last Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Turns out I can't dance at all. I can only dance if my feet are glued to the floor. So like
So you
if
don't move your feet.
I don't want to, but I know that that's a big part of dancing. So it's like once I start moving my feet, all my rhythm goes.
It's hard.
But if I can anchor down and just kind of move the hips and wiggle around, like I feel like I have some rhythm out there.
The moving the feet is very hard. Like I can do the simplest like step a little bit, so I'm kind of bouncing.
Yeah,
But if I lose my concentration a little bit, I'll
yeah.
notice I'm just like not even close to any
You're
rhythm
just kind of rocking back and
at
forth.
all. That's
Yeah,
that's the most I can do, and then I'm kind of just like moving my shoulders a little
yeah.
bit,
But it's just like,
and that's
like,
it.
why can't we just anchor our feet down? Like, it's all about feeling the music. Why do we need to be moving around?
I agree. But like again, I was at a wedding, what, 2 weeks ago, and well, I should actually give an update on that. Once we're done with witches,
Oh yeah, the toast.
because I gave. Should we just pause witches for
Yeah,
really
we'll
quick?
pause it.
Because I still have a lot more on witches. Um, so I, obviously we talked about this last time.
Yeah,
Speech, best man speech.
yeah,
I did. I was gonna do the feeling is a secret method and
yeah.
just think about it at night,
And not really prepare
not
anything.
prepare anything. But I did write, thankfully,
Yeah,
and memorized.
yeah,
Thank God. So the whole weekend, like we never traveled with the baby before. Like there's so much going on. Like, but the whole time I'm nervous about my speech
yeah,
because I'm like I can't relax until that's done.
yeah.
Finally, it's time. We're about to give the speeches. The dad goes first, and I'm assuming I'm going to be in the dance floor in the middle, kind of all the tables,
Yeah.
which I was okay with. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, you're going to stand behind the sweetheart table." So like the bride and groom, and then me and a few other siblings were at this like kind of long table.
Okay.
So they're gonna be like, and then the dance floor is in front of them.
Yeah.
They're like, "You're gonna be behind them." So now I'm like, well, this is different, but like, who
Yeah.
cares? But then I get up there, they give me the mic. It's my time to shine. I know
Yeah.
my thanks so well, and I perfectly like thank the groom's family and the bride family. I introduce myself. Okay, we're
Off the
good,
top, just feeling
good.
it.
But then for some reason, I had a thought where I'm like, I don't know how to talk into a microphone, so
Yeah.
I don't. I'm kind of hearing myself, which
Yeah.
is really bad, and I don't know how loud I should be, and I don't know where to look because like Joe and Aaron are right here.
So you're like looking at the back of their heads.
Right, and everyone else is like out, spread out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who am I talking to? So then I immediately, my first line is like a joke about Joe.
Yeah.
Immediately just forgot to say it.
Yeah.
And it's the first line, which I was like, obviously I have.
And you still have the Joker now.
It was just like about his nicknames. So I was gonna
Okay.
say Joe, like the young fella, young Juice, like all self-given nicknames
Okay.
for our groom tonight. Like you
Yeah.
kind of introduce him,
Yeah.
give everyone a good time. She's about to get stuck. 1 second.
Yeah.
So then panic just sets in. Like I can feel myself just like panic and be like, holy shit, like I don't know any words of my whole entire speech.
Yeah.
So then I just kind of started it.
Did you bring a card up with you or
I
no?
had it all written on my phone, so I was like, I can reference the
Worst case
phone, but I
scenario. Yeah.
knew it. So I was like, I know I don't need the phone, and if I
Yeah.
start like looking, it's gonna distract me more.
Yeah.
So I kind of just blacked out and did the whole speech.
Yeah.
And then like I did the toast, everyone claps, blah blah blah. Directly after, Amy and I go into the bridal suite because she has to, whatever. And I'm like, I just ruined the whole wedding. Like,
Yeah.
but they had to cancel the wedding because that was so bad. She was like, "What are you talking about? Like, that was really good."
Yeah.
And I was like, "You just have to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't trust you. I'm
Yeah.
still like, I can't go back out there. Like,
Yeah.
it's the wedding is over. Like, they might not get married anymore. It was
Yeah.
that bad. Because I don't remember like being up there, like what I said,
Really?
which is
How many
bad.
drinks in were you?
Not a lot. Like, we were there the whole
You can't
day.
be because you slur your words after like four.
So bad.
Yeah.
So I had probably 3 beers between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. Like I
Wow. Okay.
wasn't drunk, which might have been bad.
Yeah.
It's like right before I had a beer, and I was like, "Oh, I'm actually really sober," and I was trying to like really drink it. But then I came back out, and I was like, "All right, it's over. Can't do anything about it." And then like different people kept coming up to me and being like, "Oh, dude, like that was a really good speech. That was really
Yeah.
funny." And I was like, "Yeah, everyone has to say that." But then the thing that saved me was like different people started to say like, "Oh, I really like this joke you had," or "this
Yeah.
line I thought was good." From the beginning to the end, they were calling out different parts that I was hoping I said that I
Yeah.
did.
That was good.
So I was like, okay, I actually said words that
Yes.
people heard. And the next morning, there was like a little breakfast, and people kind of kept coming up to me, which at that point you probably don't have to.
You're like a celebrity
Mm,
though. Like when you give a speech at a wedding like that,
yeah,
like you're a full
you're a
celebrity.
big deal. I kind of
Yeah.
forgot that. Like I'm on the altar with them,
Yeah.
holding the rings.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. And even the next morning, like, people I didn't know, like an older guy would come up and be like, "Oh, I really like how you closed it out with like this," and he would say like he said the line,
Yeah.
the words that I was hoping I said.
Yeah.
So that gave me comfort. Where I was like, okay, like it might not have been perfect, but like a lot of people thought it was funny,
Yeah.
thought it was sentimental. Like different people
Yeah.
got some different things from it,
Yeah.
and actually said words, which I really right away I was like, I have to like leave for the country.
Yeah.
It was so bad. So I think
And
it went pretty good, all
and do
things
you think like
considered.
feeling is the secret really helped guide you through that, or do you think you just kind of blacked out and let your personality take over?
I think it did because it made me confident leading up to it.
And that's
Where I
huge.
was like, hey, like I have this. Like I know that feeling when I'm done. I'm gonna be so happy. It's gonna
Yeah.
feel good. I've been thinking about that. I've been recapping the speech itself in my head over and over again. I know it. Got a little thrown off early, but I think all things considered, it like ended up being okay. And
Yeah.
I only missed that first joke. I think.
Yeah.
I think I hit every other joke I wanted to hit. Maybe I maybe I missed like one other.
I wish I could be one of those people that could be like that confident in like a group of people like that. Like I can be that confident, max four people probably.
Right.
Like
I'm way better off the cuff or like
yeah,
kind of feeling out what other people are
yeah,
saying and then
just
like adding
calm and
on.
yeah. But if I have to go up there and it's like a room of 50 or 100 people, it's like I I don't know what I become, but it's just
Hard.
like a child that's terrified.
Terrified. I think if I just stopped at the end and I was like, wait, let me redo the whole thing from the beginning,
Yeah,
I would have been able to do it good and
yeah,
like know that I'm doing it good in real time.
yeah.
But in real time, I had no memory of what I was doing or saying.
Well, imagine if you like start off and you just like get off to like a horrible start. Like I was at one
I think what
wedding,
happened.
yeah, with like Mike, my older roommate, and Justin, my older roommate, and Justin was like the best man, so he was giving the speech, and it was undeniably one of the worst things I've ever heard. Just like wildly inappropriate jokes for like a wedding about
Really?
like farting contests and just like really weird
Okay.
stuff, and it just got off to like such a bad start that like no one was laughing and like he keeps telling jokes. So it's like joke, 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 joke. And like they
Mhm.
were like some were wildly inappropriate. So it's like once you get off to a bad start, you're screwed. And I know like comedians kind of say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I remember Dave Chappelle was saying once that he like got way too high. And then right before he went out there, he's just like, I'm gonna bomb. And like once you get that in your mind of like I'm gonna bomb, you're like timing and all that stuff, which is
Right,
like probably like 90% of jokes just goes out the window.
right. I took one risk on a joke. I made a Penn State locker room joke
Nice.
early in the speech.
That's what's tough
And then
is
everyone was like, it took a second. So I was like, oh, and, like we grew up together, blah blah blah. And then I went to Villanova. Joe went to Penn State, like where he did his classes, he had social life, and he successfully avoided any locker room shenanigans. And it
nice.
kind of took a second for everyone to
That's pretty like family friendly though.
right, and
Because you
everyone
either know or you don't. Like that's
right,
safe for like kids in the room, but like
right,
some people like say jokes that are not
for
safe for
sure.
like
And I tried to
eight-year-old grandmas and
for sure, like they
yeah,
yeah, it probably just went over their head, which is fine. I tried to play it off where like everyone was took a second and was kind of like oh like and then
yeah.
was laughing and I was like oh that was just like to test the crowd out, so, like see what else
Yes.
I can like
Yeah. See
kind
where the
of
boundaries
play it
are.
off, and I think people appreciated that. And then like that was early, and then who knows what else I said. But
Yeah.
nothing, I did nothing like risky like that. I've heard stories of people like talking about exes
Yeah.
or like just some no-nos or like talking for way too long, which I don't think I did.
Yeah.
So overall, feeling is a secret. There's some benefits there
Yeah.
for sure. Still recommend.
And like we said, 40 minutes, like 45 minutes. If you take one thing from that in 45 minutes of your
Yeah,
time, like
that's a good point.
I don't know how it's not a worthwhile, like Frontiersman, for it to be 37 hours, like you have to, are we not even recording?
No, for some reason something in my head when you said 40 minutes made me think that we're not, but I think we're
Yeah.
good.
But
I really do.
like you have to be like giving us information that's just mind blowing.
Yes.
And that's where it's tough. Like I think Frontiersman, if you cut that down to like 9 hours, I think we both would have loved it.
I still
Still a good book.
really enjoyed it,
It-
but like I think the longest book that I really was like, yeah, was Empire of Pain,
I agree.
right?
Weirdly too, because like I know like Lauren, shout out Lauren who recommended it. Um, big part of book club, even though she never comes to any
I saw
meetings.
Jake today.
Yeah,
I was chatting because I haven't seen him in a few weeks. So I've been going to the gym a little bit later.
yeah,
I told him I was going to see you today,
yeah,
but I didn't, you know, I don't know if he reads. So I was like, I would have said, hey, come to the book club. I didn't want to like
yeah.
put him on the
Well,
spot.
it's like if I can't get my sister to,
But open invite, Jake,
yeah, like
come
we'd
through.
like to see him for the next one. Yeah,
That'd be great.
he's a podcast guy too. Like he listens to a lot of
He
JRE.
would be good on this too.
Yeah, we
He would
gotta.
be a great voice because he's a lot to say,
He does have a lot to
which
say.
I love.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I enjoy seeing him in the mornings.
He was a show at the wedding too. Some wild dance moves.
I feel like he gets from the one time I saw him drunk, could be drunk enough where it doesn't matter if you're good or bad at dancing, you're gonna
He's gonna let it
just
loose.
let it
He
loose.
was really letting it
Like,
loose.
like does this bee have to just be chilling right here?
There's two of them now. It's crazy because you guys missed like the first testing recorder recording. A spider crawled right on my knee, smacked it.
Smacked it right
God, it
off.
was quick reflexes.
That was.
Um, but yeah, it's Empire Pain. Like I remember Lauren was saying that she was like, you just have to get through the first like 10 hours where they just talk about like Artemer Sackler, who was like not even really a part. He just like started the company.
Yeah,
He
he
wasn't
wasn't
really actually a part of like the
the bad
opioid.
guy. Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
like the bad guy.
And it was just like 10 hours of his like art collection. And she was like, you just got to kind of get through that. And I'd already started listening to it and I was already done with the 10 hours. And I was just like, I love the art collection talk.
I loved
Like
this book the whole
yeah,
time. I really did.
like, and then all of a sudden, like the next 10 hours was really about like the Sacklers and
When he was like trying to get this one piece from China and like he might not get it, he's gonna
yeah,
get it. I was like, I really hope he gets
me
this.
too. I
Like,
was like
let's
super
go.
invested in that. I honestly, weirdly, I don't know what makes a book work or not work when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, but you're right. Like, Empire of Pain was like probably 20 something hours, and it felt like I couldn't not listen to it at all times of the day.
Yeah, I saw someone on the beach right after we read it with a hard copy, and it was like a big book. I was like, I respect this guy. Like,
Yeah,
this guy clearly knows books. He loves to read.
yeah.
Like,
It's
that's the type.
intimidating. I went to the
Yeah.
library and I got like a really thick, like 500-page book on like the earliest like skeletons. And I started trying to read it. I made it through like 12 pages in like a month. And then the book was due back. And I
Those-
like the 12 pages, but like it's to go to actually read 500 pages, especially like,
A book like that, you almost need audio so you can just listen to it. Because
yeah,
if it's not like the hard copy books are almost better if it's a story where
yeah.
you're like kind of invested, whereas like a history book, like just listening is a little bit easier.
Yeah, it also depends on like what you have going on in your life. Like at that time, like whatever's easier. And like I thought, like I was going to
Finger.
Maine to like a lake house, and I thought I was just gonna be able to like sit outside and read the book. Turns out my sister's brother kids,
Ah,
which make it
is it your sister's brother's kids? That would make it your brother.
my sister brought her
Oh,
kids.
brought her
Yeah,
kids. I
yeah.
thought you were like my sister's brother.
It they could have been my kids. No, but they it just makes it really hard to like read a book because you're
For
constantly
sure.
like looking at them and making sure they're not drowning and
For
like in the
sure.
lake. And I was
Yeah.
also drinking at 12 o'clock every day.
Drinking and reading don't
Made it
mix.
really tough.
Like
But
you can have maybe a glass of wine if you were to
yeah,
read, but you can't have like real drinking and
yeah.
reading combined.
But if I was going to like my in-laws, beach house for the weekend.
Yeah,
Then all of a sudden it'd be like, we're gonna have a lot of free time here. We're gonna be sitting at the beach. Maybe not gonna be want to talk as much
this is perfect. So that
because
way, if people
yes,
want to
and
talk to me, I can put it down, but this might stop
yes,
them from talking to me, and
exactly.
that's kind of what I
It's a
want.
win-win, and you
Yeah.
might have like 4 hours just working on your tan, reading a book.
Plus, there's something to talk about. Like, oh, what are you reading? And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
actually, I'm reading a book about witches.
yeah,
Clear the rest of your schedules because I'm about to tell you all about it.
yeah. Let's go with these bees in here.
I
This is
don't
a
know
new
this. This
development
is a new
in the
development.
in the studio. You think
I
it's the wine? You think it's the homemade wine?
You think they appreciate the fact that it's homemade,
They're probably just like, this is so fresh. This must be like a flower or something. I gotta pollinate this. He's
right?
going right into it.
He's
Yeah,
in,
he's in there,
so close to just dying in there, and
ruining that little bit of wine.
right, which we need.
And that's like a big emphasis. So the book
Oh,
club, I think, going forward is we want to be totally self-sufficient.
100%.
We want to make our own wine,
Yes,
make our own bread.
yes. Making the bread is hard.
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
a lot of work.
trying. I've done like 4 or 5 rounds of like feeding the sourdough,
Yeah,
um, making the like full dough, letting it rise, doing all this stuff, and it just hasn't. I've gotten really close. It hasn't come out right. It's
yeah,
really hard.
yeah. You know what I got recently that like really is a throwback is on Amazon. I got one of those like big gallon dispensers, like the glass thing where you just like pull the
Yeah.
lever and like you make like mixed drinks in that.
Oh yeah.
Such a good purchase.
How,
I've been making like sangrias, like looking up recipes.
really?
Gin and tonics probably be. I mean, gin
Gin
and
and tonics
tonics.
is
Yeah,
the first thing that came to my mind.
it's
So
not
when do you make like who's drinking a gallon of sangria?
me.
Just you.
Yeah,
Like Sunday.
no, like Abriana likes it, so it also like gives me an excuse. Like I feel like I'd rather spend like that seems like a great project to me, where it's just
I
like
was gonna say I like the idea of having like you're drinking, but you're having something to do where it's like, hey, we're gonna like make this
yeah,
together and make a wine. We're gonna cut fruit and put it in there, and that's gonna
yeah,
be fun. Like as we are doing it, we're drinking,
yeah,
and it's like, oh, that's your activity.
yeah,
It's all built in together, which I
yeah.
really like.
You would definitely work that in. Sangria's got to like sit for like 24 hours though, so I usually have to do it like a day in
Is
advance.
that true?
Yeah. And I always up the brandy. Like I didn't even know there was brandy in
I
sangria.
was what? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
so
next question.
yeah, so like it's like
So what is brandy?
it's a good question. I
It's
think
like
like a really
it's like
sugary,
what people would call a liqueur,
I think so.
but I don't know what that means.
It's
But I
also
hear
like
the word.
crazy cheap. Like I would think brandy like it comes in a bottle, I would think it'd be like $60.
I
Like
thought I
brandy
couldn't afford
sounds
it.
expensive.
Yeah, I thought it was like I
Yeah.
can't afford
Turns out it's like
brandy.
$15 for like a bottle of brandy.
Is it like because those things like where it's not that high proof, like there's some of those like after dinner drinks.
Yes, that's kind of what it is. And I think
That's
there's
like
also like no market for like
nobody
people
wants it.
drinking brandy.
Nobody wants
Yeah,
it.
like you only use it if you're like making sangria, I think.
Interesting. I wonder what else people like normal people like use it for.
Maybe
It's like you
cooking.
hear brandy, yeah, you
Yeah,
hear brandy a lot.
yeah. But I think making your own alcohol, like for
This
me,
is homemade wine, so like we have a precedent now in the book club to
make
almost
our
only
own.
be drinking homemade wine.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think all the things, like I think,
And the bread too, like it is fun
yeah,
to do. Like
I think so rewarding too. Like I think that's what we've
yes,
lost with like the ease of access of everything that you can just walk into a liquor store and get alcohol whenever you want, like makes people alcoholics versus if you had to do the work to make
yeah,
your own alcohol, you wouldn't drink every day because the amount of work that it would take to do it
true.
would just be like so much.
But
And it's
also
like,
just like the memory, like now you have like, oh, that time we all got together and made wine
yeah,
and all that stuff. That's what my dad and his friends do. Like once a year, they get together.
yeah,
It's a whole day or like multiple days because you have
yeah.
to like let it sit and stuff.
We may have to like pay our way in to see that process.
Get into that club.
Take good notes.
Just be like, hey, we're here to observe.
Yeah.
We're here.
And could you imagine, like, in the back of the garage right now, instead of there being like lawnmowers and bikes, there was just like a wine set up? And
Vows.
like people would probably be typing in the chat, like, hey, can you explain that? You know?
I was laughing, so I was listening to some other podcasts, and they were like talking about it was like I said, like some other podcast, um, how their YouTube comments are so mean, and I
Yeah.
was like, just I
Oh my
would,
God, can
I
you
would, I
imagine?
would kill for mean comments. Like, imagine having no comments.
Imagine
Not
no one
even
watching. Yeah,
watchers.
like if people don't watch, like the only people that could really comment right now on like last week's episode, me, you, Aubriana.
Maybe my mom might have got through like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
She didn't, she said she was gonna watch it, but then never said anything about it,
yeah,
which means she either hated it or didn't
or
actually watch
stop.
it.
Lauren, I got with that as well. Like I spoke to her on two separate occasions. She's like, I think she's bitter
But
about
she won't.
us not taking every recommendation. Like when like if we were to say, could you imagine what she'd be saying if we said we're gonna read the Book of Witches with zero?
Maybe we have to get her here, get like let her voice her opinion in real time.
Yeah,
Or now that we're on Spotify, like I saw her at the gym a few weeks ago. I can't remember if I told you. That's a good gym thing to listen
I
to.
agree.
I was
That I think it'll make it easier. I think they both think that they need to like sit down and watch it.
right now. You don't have to. I was
And I
on.
know they have Spotify accounts.
Can't hide from us anymore.
Yeah.
I was on the at the gym this morning, and we were talking on last time about vacations,
Yeah.
and you were saying like if I see someone going to Ibiza, I'm like I'm so sorry. I was cracking up at it, like as if I'd never heard that joke before and
Yeah.
wasn't the only other person in the room
Yeah.
at the time. And I was like, this podcast is electric
Yeah.
right now. And I was like, oh wait, that's me.
That's always been a big problem for us, I think, is I think we think we're funnier.
Than we really are.
Yeah.
But I was, so I
But I
guess
don't mind that.
not at
I think
all.
that's
I
almost
will
like a
keep
sign
doing
of
this
how
with zero
funny you are.
views
Yeah.
because, so I listened to it this morning, finished it, and I was like, I want to hear the next episode, but
Yes.
like I have to prepare before I can listen to it, which
Yeah.
is hilarious and like maybe concerning, but
Yeah.
it made me so excited all day to be able to just sit down and do it. So that way this week
Yeah.
can listen to it again.
Isn't it crazy though that nobody watches except for us? Like,
No,
think about that. Like, if Ben
I
was like, I recorded a podcast, with
I
like Adam,
I say this all the time.
I would watch it
All the time I say
all the
this.
time. Like, I'd be watching it. I'd probably rewatch it, and then I'd be like texting him, like, "Hey, like, I love the podcast. Like, how do I get involved?"
I have a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
I have like run multiple different Instagram accounts randomly
Yeah.
and like try to get people to follow. I've created an app, try to get people to use it, and like no one does
Yeah.
at all, which is like totally fine.
Yeah.
But again, if someone I knew created an app or was running an Instagram account and was like, "Hey, can you just like support this?"
Yeah.
or was doing what we're doing, I would be watch every single one so they got the
Yeah.
full view. I would like it, comment it, share it.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
So
People are just, it's like we said though before, I think people are too disconnected. Where it's like they have too much going on in their lives, they have too many options. Where it's like, oh, I
yeah,
can watch Netflix.
I might be so afraid they're gonna like it too much
You think
and be
so?
like, I can't. So we sent it because he has had another baby,
Okay.
and she was asking about like something with vaccines.
Oh,
So I was like, I have
nice.
all everything she needs because I think Amy's asking me a question.
Yeah.
So I was like, I sent Amy our, which she hasn't watched, our vaccine
That
presentation.
one was tough to get through. I wouldn't blame
I
anyone.
didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched
So
it.
yeah,
It was tough, and I thought you did a great job, but I didn't do enough on the subject
I
to
thought you did
really.
a great job. But I was like, I sent it to Amy. I was like, send that to Pass. I
Yeah.
don't even know if she did or not, but I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah.
So like, imagine she sent it. Let's just assume,
Yeah.
and then she on the other end, you receive a 2 hour presentation about
Yeah.
vaccines, and like, I've never heard anything about it. Like,
No.
if someone sent me a 2 hour presentation that anyone did about anything,
Yeah.
I would like talk to them about it and be
Yeah.
like something.
Yeah.
Second one, Liam is here. See the baby, say hi, run the front porch.
Yeah.
He's, I think he even brought it up himself. He's like, "How's the book club?" Which
Wow.
I don't remember us. I don't remember if we talked about it. So that's why I was saying everyone's talking about the book club.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going good. Like we're
We're
trying to
actually on
get new
Spotify.
members. This is before Spotify.
Okay.
Like, hey, we're trying to get new members, but we had the videos out.
Hmm.
Um, And if you can't make it, like we're recording them and just sending them out to everyone to make everyone watch. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, send me one."
Yeah.
So like I sent him the last one we did,
Okay.
the video
Nothing.
text. I don't even think he responded to the text, let alone watched it or be like, "I'm gonna subscribe to this,"
Yeah.
which clearly is what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
So like it's normal. To me, it's so weird. If someone's like, "Hey, can you just like subscribe to this so that way like I'm trying to, whatever."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Absolutely. Like let
Yeah.
me do this, let me send it to people, let me like it."
Yeah.
So we're close because the book club is on people's mind.
I think all you have to do is open it up. Like it's so hard to like open something up, but once you open
So
something up, then you're gonna start listening, and I think it's good enough to not turn off. That's like where I would say we're at right now.
I got
Like I wouldn't
hooked.
say we're where we need to be or like we're a must watch podcast, but I would say if you open it up and you start listening to it, you're not gonna turn it off, at least right away.
So last time because I was listening today and yesterday,
Yeah.
we were like, so this 1 hour, 11 minutes of watch time
So that's total.
total.
And
On the last time we thought it was average,
yeah,
it's total.
wow.
So,
And
so the thing is like an hour and 40. The total watch time is an hour and 11.
I watched at least 30 minutes and I
That
know
doesn't include my Spotify listening, so I listened to the whole thing.
okay.
So this is 48 views, which is probably just us. 23 minutes of total watch time on the
That was
vaccine
for
one,
vaccine, yeah.
which is hilarious.
That was a tough one, but
I think that's, I'm not gonna be like, hey, everyone, you have to come watch this, but like, that is good to have in the archive. So
I
when people
agree.
need it, you can reference it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a reference point. It's not
People
like,
love
hey,
quick
you're gonna
stuff
be so
though.
entertained in this.
It's just like why TikTok and some of these things are so popular is
Yeah,
like if we took the vaccine one and we turned it into a 30-second TikTok or like 5 30-second TikToks, I think it would have a lot of views.
yeah.
But like people don't really want to sit down and
If there's a
listen.
TikTok of us
Yeah,
saying, "Hey, this vaccine you just gave your child has monkey liver cells
yeah,
in it," it might go viral.
yes,
But if you have to find like the 41st minute where that's mentioned,
yes. Or
not so
like that there's
much.
never been like an actual vaccine
Study,
study that has like,
trial, or back on back study.
yes, like that stuff is, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go too far back into the vaccines again. Like I
True.
already
We should
talked about it
let's get
before
back to
last night.
witches really quick.
Yeah,
Um, so the witches, we know that the raven takes their place at night. They go, they steal a baby,
naturally.
bring it to the devil. They go on their broom. If they can't find a broom, not a big deal. Oh, you just get a little witch's oil, and you could use like a stick
Yeah,
or a doorknob
yeah,
or some eggshells.
yeah,
Literally what they said
yeah,
in the thing. Throw some witch's oil on it, and you just fly in some eggshells over to the ceremony because you don't want to be late. You
yeah,
want to upset the devil. Um, so I loved all of that talk. Then there was a few chapters of like I think it was kind of the history of like how the Greeks perceived witches, how the Romans perceived witches, and like I got nothing out of any of those chapters.
yeah.
Like I couldn't listen, I couldn't retain.
And there was like
It was
different
almost
types of
nonsense.
witches, like based off the culture that they were in. So she'd be like, this type of witch was this,
It
and
was
came out of
interesting
this
that like
area.
Circe was like one of the famous witches, and that's
Yeah.
the like the queen witch essentially of like Game of
And
Thrones.
also in Game of Thrones, like they were sacrificing the baby. You brought that up before. Like, remember that guy in the
Yeah,
woods was like sacrificing the baby?
yeah.
Fucking dude.
Interesting. Um, so I thought like, oh, like that's like that was like a cool little fun fact. Like, oh, this name in Game of Thrones, nobody knows that's actually like a witch related name.
Yeah.
Now we know.
And maybe the same thing with the baby sacrificing. Like,
Yeah,
could be very much witch related. I would
like
imagine a lot of those like sci-fi things are based off of.
real like
Yes.
witches, like the vampire stuff.
Yes.
Like people like, I guess if you were living at that time, like it's probably so scary. Like, you're in the cabin in the woods with no lights or
Yeah.
electricity. Like you're gonna start hearing stuff and making up stories
Yeah.
and whatever.
You're gonna essentially go crazy.
I should correct myself. None of these are not made up. These are real.
Yeah.
But like you probably could also make stuff up.
Yeah.
But so then I think it gets into the trials. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything before we get to the
See,
trials.
I
You
don't
might
think
know.
I got into that yet. Yeah.
I can recap for you. I did miss angels. Angels can fly on their own and enter through the door. Witches need brooms for support. They sneak through the chimney. Since witches also change shapes and use the chimney, there's no way to ever catch them in the act, so there's no use in anyone trying ever.
Yeah.
Literally what the book said, which is
And I
amazing.
think that's right there sums up my problem with the book.
I think that's why
It's
I
like
really
when you
liked it.
say that matter of factly, you need some evidence to corroborate that. For me
So
personally.
here's some corroboration. This is all facts. So if Satan hears Ave Maria, he
Yeah.
hates the sound of church bells. So when a witch is flying, like Satan is essentially like helping her fly.
Okay.
Like he's kind of like guiding them and doing their
Yeah.
thing. So if he while that's happening, if he hears Ave Maria, he hates it. He's just gonna drop her right on the spot.
Yeah.
So that happens to a witch named Lucrece in 1524.
Wow.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's it wasn't like, hey, people have said that it's thought that that happened.
Yeah.
It was just this happened in 1524,
Yeah.
which I'm like, yeah,
That I like actually. Like put a
that's
date, put a name.
501 years ago.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Christian ceremonies. Let me share before we get to the trials. So, one quote. She said that this is the quote: "More responsible for more human suffering than any quote in history. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live," and did not explain anything about why. I rewinded this 30 times. I was like, why
Yeah.
is this quote the quote? Because that's in the Bible. Like, there's quotes about witches in the
Yes, a
Bible, which I
lot.
thought very interesting.
Yeah. But it didn't feel like, yeah, again, she kind of like explained why it was a witch's quote. Like she went in and out of Christianity and witches almost like I would call this like it shouldn't be the book of witches. It should be just like how witchcraft differs from Christianity.
The
Because it was a lot like this is what Christians believe, but like here's what me and the witches believe.
remember when like I think you had originally found this book on Goodreads. The name of the book was like Witches and Pagan Christianity or
Yeah.
something, and now it's a different name here,
Yeah.
but they talk about that a lot. So like
It
maybe they
is.
kind of did have that
Yeah.
name. So the trials. Trials I thought were so there was like the five chapters I did not care about,
Yeah.
not worthwhile. Then there was like two or three chapters at the end about the trials.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Do you mind if we do
Yeah,
spoilers?
yeah, spoil it.
So they talked about witch finders. So they said witch finding is a respected and lucrative career. So there's this one guy, they called him the Witch Finder General, which
Yeah.
is an awesome name. Matthew Hopkins, and he was so good at finding witches and getting like confessions that everyone thought he was a witch.
Okay.
This is like nobody can be this good at finding witches.
Yeah, unless they were
So
with.
then they just guillotined him in the middle of the town square.
Yeah.
So like they would kill people like him or like the witches
Yeah.
in the middle of like essentially like in the middle of town.
Well, the fear was definitely real. Like I think you could sense
Yeah,
that from like even like people's common knowledge about witches, like the fear of witches for them to just like
yeah.
burning people in the middle of the town
It
and
would,
just be
and it
like,
was
"Don't
an
worry,
event.
guys,
It
they're
was
a
like, hey,
witch."
like Saturday we're doing that. Like
Yeah.
everyone's looking forward to it. Like this is
Yes.
gonna be awesome.
Like you could feel that.
Imagine like
Yeah, like the confidence that they had that they were witches almost makes me believe that maybe
it's
they actually were.
right, because think about right now, if someone was like, "Hey, we're gonna like hang a witch in the middle of the park,"
Yeah,
I'd be like, "Holy shit! Like
yeah,
that's a problem."
yeah,
If someone in the middle of the park was like, "Hey, we're giving out free ice cream,"
yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "This sounds like there's gonna be a lot of people there." Like it's like I'm not going. But this was like, "Holy shit!
Yeah,
We're gonna chop someone's head off."
yeah,
We can't like we
yeah,
so if a witch was on trial and they got found like not guilty, like everyone would be pissed because they'd be
yeah,
like, "We want to chop this bitch's head off
yeah,
like right now,"
yeah,
which is literally wild. Like it's not that long ago. It's like your grandparents, like grandparents,
yeah.
you
That's
know,
I think I always think about that, like how crazy it is, how short of a time period it actually is.
everything
Like
is.
when you think about it as generations, and you think
Yeah,
about like slavery as like your grandparents' grandparents.
I think it's
or like it's even before that. It's like
like
your
you're like
grandparents'
maybe
father.
like parents,
Yeah,
like almost. So it's
yeah,
like you knew your grandparents so well, like a lot
yeah.
of us, like our
And
age,
like the Wild West is like your grandparents.
not even. Well, like Frontiersman
Or frontiersmen,
was
yeah.
like 1890s by the end.
Yeah,
So like so let's say my grandparents were born in the 1940s or like no,
yeah,
like 30s.
yeah.
So like their parents,
Or we're a part of that.
like were like
Yeah.
really close to that, which
And
is
it
like
just like doesn't go back like that far when you start saying like when people start saying like what they are and you're like I'm 50% this or I'm 50% that or like I'm 25% these
yeah.
four things, it's like that makes me feel like I'm only like four generations deep
That's
as
why
like a human.
like my grandma wouldn't get any of the DNA tests to see like, oh,
Yeah,
what's your percentages? Because like Italy is so close to Africa
yeah,
and like the Turkey and like all those other countries, and
yeah,
she's like, I don't want to see that I have any like B in me.
yeah,
I don't respect
yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah,
Grew up in a different time, but
yeah,
I also haven't done it, so maybe it's the same thing. So the trials. First things first, this you find someone you think is a witch.
yeah,
You're like this. So a lot of what they did was like based on how you looked, which I think is holds up today. Like they were like 9 out of 10 times if someone looks like a rat, they're a rat.
yeah,
If someone looks like this, that's what they are. That holds up.
yeah.
Like if someone's on the street looking a little squirrely, like I can't trust this
But
person.
what does a witch look like?
Witch, old, ugly,
I kind of think of like some of those
woman,
old movies, like kind of the big
big
nose, but
nose.
that kind of makes me think of something else.
But Jay, yeah. So there's one point in the book where I thought they were gonna like bring the Jays into it and say like there are the reasons why we have witches or try to blame them,
Because they kind
but
of
it didn't go. It didn't end up going
no,
in that
but she
direction.
did make that statement that like the Jewish witch like preceded the Christianity witch. So it's essentially there was like Jewish witches before there was Christian witches.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
So you find a witch.
yeah,
You're like, we're gonna put her on trial. Like we have to have a fair trial. We're living in a society here.
yeah,
We're gonna have a trial. First thing you do, you check them for witches' marks.
yeah.
Strip them naked. Check their whole body.
And what does a witch's mark look like?
Pretty much any kind of rash, mosquito bite, which is probably really common in the
Yeah.
1700s. That's a witch's mark because that's where you let the rats suck the blood for the devil from your
Okay.
body.
All right.
Makes sense so far.
Yeah. Checks out.
Checks out. If that doesn't work necessarily, you put them in prison for 4 days
Yeah.
and you say, you monitor them. If
Yeah.
there's any spiders or flies in the room, you try to kill the spider or the fly.
Yeah.
If you can't kill the spider or the fly, that means it's one of the witch's imps. So like one of their like puppets that they're like
Yeah.
controlling and stuff like that. Then it's a witch.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
And I stand by that.
I just killed that spider before though, so that
So like neither of us are witches
no.
probably because that's
Yeah.
not one of our imps.
Yeah.
But like say you smack that spider
Yeah.
and it just kind of gets up and walks away, you might look at me a little, give me a little side look and
Yeah.
say,
Hey.
"Wait,
Hello.
I just smacked that spider and nothing happened. Something's going on here." Okay, so that happens. So you can't kill, that all checks out.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go back to the marks again. We're gonna recheck your witch's marks.
Yeah.
We're gonna blindfold you. We're gonna put pins in your witch's marks.
Okay.
And then later on, if you can't tell us where the pins were,
Yeah.
you're a witch because witches' marks don't feel pain. It's like
Oh.
you'll feel pain if I put a pin in you.
Will you though a couple of days later?
It's not about accuracy,
Yeah.
it's about finding out the wishes.
True. Okay.
So that's the pricking method. Um, and then my favorite. Hi, you probably out of room. Hi, doggy. Um, is witch ducking, which is this is the most common method. Like normally they skip all these steps.
Yeah.
These are just like maybe if you're like in a really good trial and a really good society, you'll do those steps.
Yeah.
Is witch ducking, which is you essentially tie the witch up.
Yeah. Smart.
Smart. You drag her, throw her in a pond.
Okay.
If she floats, it's a witch. If she sinks, not a witch.
See, but that makes
Bad
me,
news is,
yeah,
by the time you find out, she probably drowned.
yeah.
She's not
That in and of itself makes me question the entire book,
but
because it's
that,
just like what we know about floating and sinking now has nothing to do with witchcraft.
but agree. That I think is actually what they did. Like
No,
I've
I
heard,
believe
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
Which is hilarious because like, how many women are you gonna throw in the lake and let drown before you're like, this might not be the best test
yeah,
of if they're a witch or not?
dude, that stuff is so crazy. Like how,
Because
and
that,
like we still do that shit today. Like there was this big thing on like bite mark science that like dentists were just trying to be like
mm,
really cool and saying like I could prove that that was like your bite mark on that victim.
oh,
And so like I think it was a big thing in like the Ted Bundy cases because he had
oh, I
like
have some reading
such
that
effed
too.
up teeth. And it turns out it's like completely junk science.
Junk.
And like there was like this guy, this black guy that was like put in prison for like raping and murdering. He was like dating this girl who had a 5-year-old daughter, and he just like they put him in prison for like 20 years for like viciously raping, and murdering like the daughter,
Oh,
and like the only evidence was like the bite marks match. And then he finally got out 20 years later when they realized like bite mark science like is junk, and it turns out they weren't even bites, they were like twig branches. And after he was put in prison, some other 5-year-old was viciously like raped and murdered and bitten,
same thing.
and they just thought it was like a copycat.
Must be a copycat,
Yeah,
which is amazing. Remind me to come back to Ted Bundy.
yeah,
Because I have something on that too, but I'm almost done. So it is funny though, and this is what really happened, I think. Because I've heard this on like Rogan, I think, where like you think this is a witch, you
yeah,
throw her in the pond, she sinks, and it's like, oh, that wasn't a witch, but she's
yeah.
drowned.
It doesn't
And
matter.
then it's
Yeah,
just like instead of being like, we need a new test, it's like, all
yeah,
right, next one, try the next one. And you just like, how stupid were
yeah.
people? Um,
That's what's so crazy too. It's like we look back on people and just be like, oh, this person was a bad person. It's like we
right,
were doing shit like that.
right, and that
You
was
know?
totally
Yeah,
normal.
like we're judging like George Washington for having slaves, and like 20 years before him was literally like people just throwing witches and
Yeah, like
ponds and
this
being
is
like,
probably in real
yeah, like
time.
turns out that that actually wasn't a witch.
Yeah. So we remember we talked in the beginning, you need a confession or you can convict a witch. It's like all
Yeah,
these tests, blah, blah, blah. You really need a confession. So
yeah,
like they would essentially just keep doing this kind of stuff and just keep torturing them
yeah,
until they got a confession. So like
yeah.
none of the confessions really meant anything. So you would,
Similar to today, I
and you
feel
try
like.
to trick them. You would say,
Yeah,
hey, like if you just confess right now,
you can
you'll be
go for
totally
it.
cool. Like we
Yeah,
just really trying to find out if you're a witch or not.
yeah,
And then eventually, like, you're being tortured. So you'd be like, yeah, I'm a witch.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And then they'd be like, ah,
Gotcha. Yeah.
gotcha. And then you would just be burned alive
That's not that different than today, though. Like
today.
the
And
cops like act like they're your friend, and like I've heard in
yeah,
interviews like this the Stephen Avery case, like making a
yeah,
murder,
yeah,
like they told that guy like they released that whole footage, which tells you that they don't think they did anything wrong, and they told him in the thing, hey, if you just tell us what happened, like you can go home,
yeah.
and he
If
still
you
didn't
just
even
say
know what
this,
happened. And he
yeah,
was like, we stabbed her. And then they were just like, did you stab her? Did you do something else? And he was
yeah.
like, we shot her. And there's, got him.
God,
Yeah,
lock
like,
him up.
yeah,
Yeah, so then they would just do that. They would send the witch's friends like a night and be like, hey, if you just say you're not a witch, like we're gonna bring you out right now. Like we have a way to do it.
yeah,
And then if she was like, yeah, I'm a witch, help me, then they'd be like, ah, they
gotcha.
they would get her and
Yeah,
all the friends involved, like
yeah,
all this stuff. So one of the biggest trials, there was an 11-year-old boy, and he comes to the people and he's like, a witch brought him to the witch's house.
yeah,
They're cooking a bunch of people in butter.
yeah.
Everyone's having a good time besides the people getting cooked.
Sounds like a good time.
She
Yeah.
turned she turned the boy into a horse before she brought him over.
Okay.
He didn't like that much. And eventually this was going on for like weeks where they're trying to go through this trial. They're like, okay, they're taking all these facts down. Like,
Yeah,
all right, which turned you into a horse, which was cooking people in butter.
yeah.
And they're like, all right, we're gonna interview you separately than your father.
Okay.
And then we're gonna make sure the stories line up. So they interview the father, lines up.
Yeah,
They interview the kid, and the kid is like, no, my dad just like made all of that up.
Yeah,
And like that was like the biggest trial of the thing, was just like
yeah,
an 11-year-old boy was just like, this lady turned me into a horse.
yeah,
And so they like shut down the town to like, well, God damn it, we have to
yeah.
investigate this.
Dude, people are so afraid. And it's like, if you think about like today's society and you gave people an out like that, where they could just like accuse any woman of being a witch with like no real evidence.
Be like, everyone stop working. We need the whole town here
Yeah,
to like work through
yeah.
this problem.
And like every guy would just be like, oh, this girl like broke up with me. She's
Yeah.
a witch.
Yeah, like, oh,
Or
my
like,
wife, like if it's like your wife and you're like,
yeah,
old and you're like, she talks a lot, and it's like,
yeah,
which,
she's actually a witch.
which.
Yeah,
So then there was one other chapter where they went over all the incantations that witches would do for different
yeah.
things. So they'd be like, this is the witch's incantation for something, and it was in Latin. So like the whole chapter was just Latin incantations. So it was just
No.
complete gibberish, which
With an
was
accent, probably too.
hilarious.
Yeah,
And the only other thing I liked about it, which I want to mention, was um, they started talking about like, oh, how witches are portrayed in like fairy tales. So
yeah,
like, movies of the day, like, so they
yeah.
talk about Snow White, and they were like, so the mirror in Snow White is like, you're the, which is something, you're the fairest of them all. And
Yeah,
that's what she says. And essentially, like, he's like, so you have no reason to not believe the mirror. And I was like, yeah, I don't. So, like, you have to believe it.
yeah.
And that was like chapter one, where it's like, if you believe in anything,
Yes,
you
you
have to
can believe in
you
this.
believe in witches.
Yeah,
So, like, I, I went back and forth and like, does this guy believe in witches? Because he talked a little bit about his own experience with witches.
yeah,
And he was like, I don't believe, I didn't believe them. And then I met this like fortune teller in like North Carolina because he came to the United States,
yeah,
and she was giving me my fortune in this bowl. And I knew I shouldn't believe it, but then I like saw my fortune. I don't know if I was just like playing
yeah,
into it or not, or she
yeah,
was like mesmerizing me.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why he's writing this book at
No.
all.
And there is like some things that I don't understand. Like that guy, like Oz
The
something.
Mentalist.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that guy.
Like I've seen him do stuff on TV, but like
I watched so many of his videos.
yeah, but
How?
like some things like don't make any sense. Like he literally just like go up to someone's phone and just be like, I want you to picture in your head what your passcode is, and he'll just like go into his phone, like first try.
Yeah.
And like
How?
yeah.
How? He has a
And
book
then
coming. He has a book coming out.
he'll even like say things like, oh, I saw him like look right. And it's just like that almost sounds like he is a witch because it's just like there's no way someone could like glance right and you think like five versus like or like
The
what's
only,
after five? What's
maybe like six or
six
seven,
or like
eight. No,
yeah,
yeah, that's some
yeah.
other number.
But like whatever's to the right of the middle thing, like there's no way you come up with that instead of like the numbers above it or below
The
it.
only thing I can think of is when he's saying, think of a name, and he's like, picture the letters where you're looking
But it
certain,
can't be that.
like
And
maybe
it's
you can
happening like in a
really,
second. Like if you're
you,
like picturing the
like I
name.
obviously can never do it, but he's
Like, and
like,
I'm thinking Paul. Like, are you getting P from me going like that,
I'm not, but like
and then I'm
maybe
like going
he's
all
done
the
it
way over there
5,000
fast.
times that he's like, oh, you look this way, so it must be towards the beginning. Or like, you didn't look that far, so it must be short.
But
But
that's
like,
like an infinite amount of
oh,
names.
100% still
Yeah,
makes no sense.
none.
But like, that's what he says he's kind of
Which
doing,
makes me
which
think
may
that
mean
he's
he's not.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's like he
yeah,
can't explain what he's actually doing.
yeah.
The only thing I
But
heard
yeah, on
that like
purpose.
made sense was that he goes like I saw a bunch of the NFL videos and he says he goes to like the training camp like for like 2 or 3 days before he records and in those 2 or 3 days he like plants information and like learns stuff about them
And
without
then
them
like,
realizing it.
right, and then you're trying to say things
Yeah,
differently than what he's planting, and then
yeah,
maybe that is very obvious that you're
yeah.
gonna do that, but like,
But it's
I've
like
heard other times where he's on a comedy podcast and he's like, and they confirm it, so who knows if they're in, like
yeah,
everyone would have to be in, but like, yeah, he just showed up here. Like, we didn't
yeah,
meet before,
yeah.
which is insane.
And he seemed like I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where they only like show like when they're right. Like remember that guy that they used to make fun of on South Park? For
Yeah,
like
yeah, the
where they'd be
mind
like,
reader.
yeah, you'd be like, I see a
It's Edwards,
K.
something, yeah.
Yeah, and they'd be like, oh my God, like Kristen, and then it's like now you got a name,
Yeah,
and it's like based off of Kristen, you know it's a girl, and then based
Right.
off the
Is it your,
girl,
I think it's your mom or your aunt, maybe a
yeah,
grandma, and they're like,
yeah,
yeah, like, yeah,
yeah. And
that's,
then it's like you can be wrong a lot, and as long as you're right, like 10 times, like you have a full episode to put out.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
But he does it with so many other big people. Like maybe there's just some code where you don't say like, hey, it didn't
yeah.
go that well, but like, he's been on 100 podcasts. You
And,
think there'd be one person that would be like, this is crap?
and it's not even like that. It's not even like you can see that when the other guy's doing it. Like you can see what he's doing. Like he's like easing his way into getting it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Like I saw him like literally pull someone on stage and be like, "Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl?" Like pick the two teams, and he like writes down the two
Yep.
teams, and then he'll
So
just be like, "Pick the score," and then it'll be like 38-24, and then he writes the score. It's like there's no way
yeah,
like you could be that exact. It's not like I'm
I
seeing a K.
truly don't know. I was making Amy watch like some of his videos, like when he was on Rogan a few weeks
Yeah,
ago, because that like reminded me of him, and I was just like, I can't even begin to think of how he's doing that.
probably which.
He,
But like that tells
we
you
should
where.
check him
Yes,
marks,
yes,
blindfold test,
yeah,
ducking,
yeah,
witch ducking,
yeah.
all of
It
that.
shows you where we are as a society, though, that we're so much more okay with a witch walking amongst us. Like that would have never
True, he'd be
flew.
burned
Oh
a
yeah,
long time ago, a few hundred years
yeah,
ago.
but like, this guy's a witch.
Quick note on Ted Bundy. There's a pretty good Rogan couple weeks ago. Some lady, Carolyn Fraser,
Yeah.
was like studying serial killers, and she kind of like found this connection where serial killers, a lot of them are from places where there was like lead smelting plants and like
Oh,
super bad pollution, and
yeah.
like they were all getting messed up in the head from like all the lead they were ingesting.
Believe that.
So like Ted Bundy, Green River Killer, I forget. Like
Yeah,
all these ones were like from these towns where these plants were.
yeah.
And I was like, wow.
That is interesting.
The rest of the pot, it's she's a book, so like maybe there's more info in the book. There wasn't
Yeah,
that much else, but like just that fact was like, yeah, that probably is true.
yeah,
Like, because now there's like, it seems like there's maybe less serial killers now, and there's less lead plants, and we're getting a little bit smarter with some of that stuff.
yeah. And
Um,
I feel like all the serial killers now aren't necessarily like the same as the serial killers back then. Now it seems like a
mm.
lot of them.
You just have to be like CEO of like a pharmaceutical company if
Yeah,
you want to like kill like everyone and not get in trouble.
true.
You just like work for Pfizer.
Well, they
Or,
said like it's like a remarkably high percentage of CEOs and CFOs are sociopaths.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like if you were to take like the sociopaths in like the general community, it's like less than 1%. But if you were to look at like CFOs and CEOs, it's like 27% or something like astronomically high.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, should we rate witches and then we should pick some books
Yeah.
because Operation Paperclip is on hold for like 5 more weeks.
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's weird that so many people are trying to read that from like one library. Like
A-
it's 20 people in this town all trying to read that.
And also initial opinion sucks. Like the only thing I
Yeah.
like about it is when she says like all these German names.
The
Like,
only thing I like about it is the title.
yeah,
It's like Operation Paperclip, like Nazi scientists come to America.
yeah.
I was like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Also way too long. Like,
I want to save it,
yeah,
but agree.
yeah.
Early
Um,
agree. Which
I
is rating.
yeah, what do you give it?
This is a tough
I
rating.
think these are gonna be really different. We haven't had
So
many of
we
these.
we haven't.
Yeah,
So here's what my thought process. Book wise, it's not well written, it's not well read,
no,
it's almost illegible, and
yeah,
it really doesn't make any sense.
no.
But I had so much fun listening to it.
Yeah,
I want to talk about it to everyone I see.
yeah,
I want to tell people about witches and what they do and just be like, this is a matter of fact. Like,
yeah,
yeah, witches the night, the raven takes their shape, they
yeah,
go in the bed,
yeah.
they hop on their broom,
Just
they
turn
steal a
into it.
baby,
Yeah,
they go
just
to Savage. Like,
turn into a tree trunk really quick. Like,
right. Like,
yeah,
it's so funny. So, like, I enjoyed it from that perspective.
yeah.
So, like, I'm not rating the book based on
How well she read it.
like how well written the book is or versus like my enjoyment and like what I took from it. Like, how do you balance
See, that's tough because we haven't really run into this before because we've never read like
like
a zero read book before. Like we've
yeah,
never read a book where like nobody's actually ever read this
we've
book
never
before
been the first
or
people to
listened to
read
the
a
book.
book for it,
Yeah.
which is a good honor. It's a big honor. So, like, in terms of like what I want to tell other people, this would
Yeah.
be one of the first books I want to mention.
And that's what's
And because
great.
that's gonna intrigue them, be like, wait, what are you guys reading?
See,
Like, I want to
that's
come sit
yes, and I think that's
right
where
here.
you're a little bit different than I am. Is like
Mhm.
how high you rate a book is how likely you are to tell every single person you know about that book.
For sure,
Versus
that's
like
part of it.
yes, like how high I rate a book is my enjoyment while listening or reading the book.
I agree. Like, I did
Enjoyment and
enjoyment
information.
and information. I try to keep out quality of writing and information. Like,
That's so hard to
it
do.
can,
Like when you listen to a book
the,
like read by someone that doesn't speak English,
I'll respect, because it's older.
we can give
I'll
her a
respect the
little bit of a
fact
pass on that.
I'll respect the fact that like you're just gonna write it as if it's all facts.
That
That's funny
yeah,
and respectable. If someone did it now, I'd probably not love it as much. But the fact
yeah,
that it's like such an old book and about
yeah,
a topic that's like so random,
yeah.
it just makes it so funny.
All right, so where do you have it?
Ah, I think, what did we do, Jack Black? I did like a 4-4.
So 4-4, 4-7, so like a 4-6-3, 4-6.
Perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I have to give this like in the 4-6 range, like a 4-6-5. Like,
That is astronomically high.
like when it came down to it for me, like, so let's say I was listening to both at the same time,
Okay.
I would choose this book to play on because I was like, what is going to come next?
That
Like,
is
what are they going
crazy.
to say?
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me in a book.
I mean, look, teach his own. Teach his own, and I think
Let the record show that you added this book to the list.
yeah, I did, and I was like,
I'm interested to see what you rate because I think I don't want to. I want to.
yeah, the start matters to me, and when you start off a book telling me you're not gonna hear about any of the things I'm interested in hearing about on the topic, that immediately decreases rating.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
What about the first chapter where they said, "Do you believe that people are flying on planes? Then you should believe that witches are flying on brooms." That struck a chord with me.
did see it didn't for me because I've seen people in the air on planes. I've never seen a witch on a broom.
Well, since you can't catch them in the act, and they're ravens in their at night. Pretty
Yeah,
standard witch stuff at this
yeah.
point.
I mean, you got deeper into it than I did, so I like look if something
Nothing came at the end that is going to change your mind, I
no,
promise.
yeah.
But I'm interested to hear.
I did a 1-7. I thought it was so bad. I almost texted you
To stop.
to stop. I couldn't understand her
I
accent.
thought in the beginning, I was like, we might have to just stop this one, but
Yeah,
the funniness saved it for me.
yeah.
So we're four,
I didn't. I
essentially
didn't
4-7 and a 1-7.
see it. Yeah, and I didn't read it as. And I almost think somewhere in between is probably fair.
I think that it's actually probably correctly accurate. The exact average of those two is
Yes,
probably
I
right.
think that's probably where it should be.
Because if someone's like, "What are you reading?" I'm gonna want to tell them the Book of Witches. This
Yes.
book is so fucking funny.
But if they
But
were to say like recommend a book,
if they were to say, "Oh, I'll
I'm
read it,"
interested
I
in a
would say,
book
"No, no,
club.
no, no, don't read,
Yes.
no,
Yeah,
don't do
don't
that.
read this. Yeah.
Don't do that."
Yeah. I think that's probably fair. And I respect you for that rating. I think
I
that's hard to
This
give a
is
book like that a
hu
rating.
huge for us, but
Yeah.
it's also just like different characteristics that like are going into the rating. Like on a different day or
Yeah.
a different book, I might come up with something completely different about
Yeah.
why it's a certain rating of like, oh, I liked it for this reason,
Yes.
or I didn't like it for that reason. I think that's what makes the book so fun
I
because they're
totally
just,
yes. And I totally get what you're saying about like listenability, if that's a word,
yep, oh, it is.
is so important when you're like listening to audiobooks that it's like that was the thing for Dark Matter for me that stopped me from giving it like a 1 because I hated it. I hated everything about it.
Yeah, yeah,
But I needed to know what happened. So like I cruised through Dark Matter like so quickly because I
yeah,
was like, I need to know how this ends and I need to
yeah.
know like what's gonna happen next. So like that element of it, like I loved. But then it's like there was times in the book where it's like a serious book and it's like Jason 7 was in a text message group with
Oh my gosh.
37 other Jasons and I was literally just like, this is the worst book that's ever been written.
It got if this book was the same thing, but it has a different topic,
Yeah,
almost like a more serious topic, like almost anything else,
yeah,
it'd probably be 0 stars. But the
yeah,
fact that it's about witches
yes,
and written 100 years ago
yeah,
just makes it very funny that like this
yeah,
is it's like one thing I forgot to say in the trial is like they would make the witches like walk backwards to the judge because like they want to face the judge and like
yeah,
everyone just doing the sign of the cross the whole
yeah.
time.
So
Like
terrified of the
the fact
witches.
of that
Yeah,
actually happening
yeah,
is hilarious. Like all these people around just like
yes,
this and a witch like a regular lady with like a bug bite
yeah,
walking backwards to a judge
yeah.
is
I'm
I like
confident to,
I find appreciation in
and
that
that's fair. I'm confident to say this will not be the last book that we read on witches.
for sure. We need to find out more, but
Yes.
it is
But I want to find one that is the opposite of this, where it actually gives you historical facts,
like this is what we read
reference.
in like
Yes.
diaries
Yes.
and notes that
Yes.
people letters that people
Yes.
wrote and stuff like that.
Like Anxious Generation,
Like
I think,
references.
for all its problems, did a really good job of like referencing everything that they
Yeah,
said in the
here's
book.
stats. Here's
Yes.
where it came from. Yeah, you
Yes.
know. So I think I'm actually super happy you had a different rating because this is the first book we've had
Wildly different
wildly
ratings.
different views on,
Yeah.
which is big.
Yeah. I think, yeah. And it
That just
makes
shows that you can disagree on something and still enjoy a discussion about it.
totally. Like I couldn't wait to come here and talk about the Book of
I've
Witches.
been thinking
I was
about it
gonna ask you
nonstop
like
for weeks.
I was like, I gotta go to ask you what it's about because I
Just
like
to
didn't
find out,
even know what she was saying for half the
which
book.
is a good, almost to me, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
If like one of us doesn't know and we're like, what is this about?
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. I still
Steppenwolf
don't
is
know.
the best example of that. Where it's like
The best book.
I had like an hour left, and I was like still trying to figure out what the book was
Oh,
actually
cool. Yeah.
about. Yeah,
Should we pick a book or two, or should we stop and then pick?
I think we should probably end the recording, have a beer outside,
And take our
spin the
time
wheel.
because I got
Yeah,
B, so it's
yeah.
probably a good time to stop.
How long is this? I feel like we're gonna go longer and longer every
We're at
time.
hour 45.
Yeah, people
I
are
feel like we
not
went through
gonna
Jack
listen to
Black. No, absolutely not.
this.
I feel like we went through Jack Black quick,
Yeah,
and then Witches we really dug into, which I like.
I think the bottle of wine also makes us spiral a little bit. So like we got
Yeah,
really off topic for
yeah.
a
I
long.
think that's a good
I
thing.
think so
We
too.
might have to have one glass of wine first,
Yeah.
and then the second glass during or
So we can
something,
almost start spiraling right from the
and
start.
just hit record
Yes,
and just go for it.
that makes sense. And again, shout out to Amy. Like this angle, way better.
I think so. And then
I think you can see the garage a little bit better too.
yeah, you can see like we got the lawnmower, we got the gas
Yeah.
cans. You
And
can.
as
It's good.
always, if anyone has made it this far,
God bless.
God bless you.
God bless your
Yeah. Because
heart.
I mean, I'm gonna go back and as soon as you send this out, I'm gonna listen to it tonight.
I'm
Probably make
gonna
Abriana listen to it as well.
I'm gonna do it on Spotify this week and pretend like it's just a completely new thing and just
Yeah.
crack up
Like two
hopefully.
strangers talking about two books that you happen to read.
Right. And it's like
Yeah.
I just read those books. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
can't wait for this.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.